Hello and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new Vanguard set, Commander of the Incessant Waves, the Clan Booster 2. My name is James and I will just be going through all the packs and talking about each card as we go along. Now, this set is only Aquaforce, but there are plenty of different builds you can build from this. There's Ripple, there's Tetra Drive, and Thavas and Maelstrom, I believe. There isn't any Transcore, but there will be in the next Fighters collection, which is always nice. I don't play Aquaforce myself, but I do know how it works, so hopefully I can be quite educational about it. Well, let's just start and open the first pack. Okay, so in each pack you get this little sort of promotional thing for there's the next trial decks for Vanguard, and a buddy fight set, Mikado Evolution. So, the first card, Unruly Ripple Lapis. When this unit attacks, if you have two or more other units with Ripple in its card name that are at rest, this card gains 3,000. So, your typical 12k beta for Ripples, which is always nice. Next we have Dispatch Missions Seagull Soldier. On the fourth wave, wave is a new keyword that they've brought into this, which is Aquaforce exclusive. It basically means the fourth battle of that turn. So you attack once, you attack twice, you attack three times, you attack fourth time. This is when this activates, or more. So it can be after the fourth battle, or the fourth or more. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted, return this card to your hand. So you can use it for shield later on. And being a grade 1, it's always nice to be able to switch up your back row for the support. And you can Soul Blast this, Soul Blast one card. When this unit is placed on rearguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your other units and it gains 3,000 power until the end of turn. So each turn, bounce it back, do it again, do 3,000 or something. But you have to make sure you got a good lineup for this, because it is the fourth battle, so you have to make sure you can restand things and all sorts. So always nice to have stand triggers in there, but there are other ways to, sneak peek, there's always other ways to stand in Aquaforce, because that's what they do. Okay, next we have Violent Shooter, the grade 1, wave first or second, Soul Blast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets 2,000 power until the end of turn, and at the end of that battle, look at the top 4 cards from the top of your deck, search for up to one card from among them with the wave ability, call it to rearguard this on this unit, so you call over this unit, and put the rest of the cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. If you called a card, put this unit at the bottom of your deck, so he doesn't get retired, he goes back into the deck, which is always nice. So this is one of the many ways to get more attacks into Aquaforce decks. Also, I need to focus a bit. There's a lot of soul blasting in this set, which is it's good, but Aquaforce aren't very well known for soul charging. But it all depends on how you want to build this. There is a grade 2 and grade 3 version of this card, so you can spice it up however you want. Next we have Tier Knight Timos, Generation Break 1, wave 2 or more. When this unit attacks, hits a Vanguard, choose up to one card in your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Standard sort of, they've had similar cards before, but this has more attack, but with the restriction of the Generation Break, so you can only use it late game. Then we got Draw Trigger, Sea Otter Soldier of the Blue Storm Fleet, so Blue Storm support. And Couple Dagger Sailor. This is actually a reprint of a promo that they made for G-CB02. So Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it is the first battle of that turn, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets 2,000 power until the end of turn, and at the end of the battle, choose one of your rear guards in the same column as this unit and exchange positions with it. This has been seen with all sorts of things like Basil and I can't remember. There was a grade 3 and a grade 1 as well. I can't remember. But this one has more power, so it can attack for 11k. The problem with Basil was everyone loved him, but he was 8k, so he could only get, he gets plus 2k as well, but it only goes up to 10k, so attacking a grade 3 isn't the best with that. And we get, we'll put that on its own little thing actually. We get a double R, Blue Wave Marine General Foivos. I may say that incorrectly, I'm not very good with these names. This is for only the third wave, so you can't go above, you can't use this skill if it's above that. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Blue Wave in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets 2,000 until the end of turn, and you may stand it. This is the same as Magnum Assault, I believe, yes. But I don't think Magnum Assault had a wave restriction, but this is for Blue Wave, and I can't remember. There must have been a wave restriction actually, but I can't quite remember it. So anyway, second pack. Like I said, I'm not that great with when it comes to Aquaforce, so I might get a lot of these skills wrong. Recon in Force Orca Soldier, grade 2, only 8k, but we'll see why. Wave 2 only, when this unit attacks, this unit gets 3,000 power until the end of turn. So he becomes an 11k, which is always nice. And he has resist, which means he can't be chosen by effects. So if you know Yu-Gi-Oh! or like Force of Will or something where it says it can't be targeted, it's basically the same. So if it's something targeted everything and just wipe the field, he could be destroyed, but he can't be targeted individually. Then we've got Flash Roll Commando, who's a grade 1. He is the same, he gets 3k and he has a resist. He's the same but a grade 1 version of Orca Soldier. Then Cobalt Neon Dragon, grade 3. Wave 2 or more, when this unit attacks it gets 2k, so it becomes a 13k, good for taking down cross rides, not especially good for anything else, but it is rear guard and it's a grade 3, so it could be a good backup. Then we got another Seagull, Ripple of Demise Aurist, critical trigger with an additional skill, which is always nice. Put this at the bottom of your deck. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted, if you have 2 or more units with Ripple in its card name at rest, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, search for up to 1 card with Ripple in its card name, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. So this is pretty good for a crit to put an extra card in your hand. It helps with Genovius's Persona Blast. But to get rid of a 10k like that, it's a bit risky. Maybe if you're going against Upheaval Pegasus and it brings this out, then it just helps you so much. But yeah, apart from that, it could come in handy for ripples. Another critical trigger with an additional skill. Put this unit on the top of your deck. If you have a Vanguard with Blue Wave in its card name, choose up to 1 of your Vanguards, and until the end of turn it gets wave 2. So it's wave 2. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, draw a card. So just for extra draw, but yeah, with the having to put him back on the top and him being at 10k, it's a bit nasty. Ooh, the first triple R, Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom. So it shares the same name as a previous card, but it's the same as Dragonic Overlord and Phantom Blaster Dragon, where it's a Break Ride version. So he's got a Limit Breaker 4, Counterblast 1, when Aquaforce rides this unit, you may pay the cost. If you do, it gets 10k. And then on the 4th wave or more, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, draw a card, choose 1 of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, and until the end of battle, your opponent cannot call grade 0s until, from the hand to the Guardian Circle. So it's got a bit of every Maelstrom in it, which is always nice, and he's always been such a great card, but people don't necessarily want to run the original. So if you had this with Glory Maelstrom, Glory stops your opponent from guarding with grade 1s or higher, so it means they can't perfect guard or anything like that. This with Glory is horrible because they can't guard with anything from hand. So not the best for your opponent, but it's an amazing break ride if you use Maelstrom decks. And wave 3rd or more, when this unit hits a Vanguard, search your deck for up to 1 card with Maelstrom in its card name, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So You could find more of him, you could find Glory, you could find Karma. It's just, you can't find the other one obviously because it's a stride, but it's so consistent and really handy for any Maelstrom deck. It's very nasty. And it'd be nice if Jewel Knight's got one, but I'm not hoping for that much. Timos again, so retire something. Mind Eye Sailor. Soul Blast 1 on the 3rd turn or more, it's a generation break. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, it gets 10,000 power until the end of battle. They've had this for grade 2 before, High Tide Sniper. But grade 1 is pretty good. Like, if you really running out of space on the front row, she is a great attacker for 17k. And also, if you want to switch things around by exchanging positions, like Aquaforce are good with, then it is very nice for that. Got the Orca Soldier again, Draw Trigger, generic Heal Trigger, Medical Officer of the Blue Storm Fleet, so Blue Storm again. And then there's the single art is a Forerunner, with the Generation Break Counterblast, put this into your soul as the cost. Choose up to one of your Vanguards with Blue Wave in its card name, and until the end of turn it gets Wave 2 time or more. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, draw a card, and Wave 5th time or more. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this gets +1 critical until the end of turn. I believe it's the first Forerunner to be able to give your Vanguard a critical, which is quite nasty if you decide to maybe run multiple in your deck. But it's a very nice card. And then the next single art is Wave Hunt Sailor. I really like her artwork, the way the light shines on it. But her skill is pretty good as well. So a Wave 3rd or more, a Vanguard and Rearguard, so it'd be nice to use this on your Vanguard circle if you could ride her. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, you may counter charge and soul charge, which actually helps a lot in this deck because all of the soul blasting, which Aquaforce aren't used to, so they need something to balance it out a little bit. And then we've got another grade 2. Oops. Oh, that is a major spoiler. I am sorry for that. Blue Storm Marine General Sebastian. He's 11k, can work on the Vanguard and Rearguard circle. When this unit attacks hits a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Blue Storm in its card name, draw a card, choose up to one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire it. So, kind of similar to Maelstrom abilities. And he may be good to run as a backup grade 3. I'm not entirely sure on that because Maelstrom, you'd want different Maelstroms in them because of the new break ride and everything. But for budget Maelstrom, it may be interesting. Violent Shooter again. Battle Siren Nicoletta. Generation Break 1, second time a wave or more. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, draw a card. Sweet and simple. 9k, draw, nice. Cobalt Neon Dragon, seen that. Stand trigger with an ability, Blue Storm Battle Princess Doris. It's only on the first wave you can use her ability. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard in Legion, choose up to one of your other rear guards and you may exchange positions with this unit. If you do, that unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of turn. Return this unit into your deck and shuffle your deck. So you can exchange it with... Wait, choose up to one of your other... Yeah, you can exchange it with any card on the field. So you can move everything around. Unfortunately, you can only use it on the first turn. Yeah, again, getting rid of a 10k shield. So it works well in its own way. It might be a nice backup. Always good to have a nice backup stand trigger with a skill, just in case. But may not be using it all the time. Penguin Soldier of the Blue Storm Fleet, a grade 1. Another Blue Storm support. Wave 3rd time or more, when an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Blue Storm in its card name, search your deck for up to one grade 3 with Legion ability, reveal it to your opponent and pull it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So you can use grade 3. I believe Aquaforce have Michael, and then they also have Tetra Burst Dragon, that's it. Yeah, so I think those are the only legions for Aquaforce. So not much of a big choice, but I'm sure they'll get more choices as time goes on. So here's the one I spoiled earlier by accident. Blue Storm Shield Homerus? Don't know. It's a perfect guard, but it has a special skill unlike other perfect guards, and they're going to start doing this more in the future, luckily. So, choose a card from your hand to discard it when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, blah blah blah. If you got a Blue Storm in its card name, the Vanguard, you may nullify the attack. So, you might think this is quite bad because it only works with Blue Storm, but wave 3rd time or more, Soul Blast 1 at the end of the battle that this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Blue Storm in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, return this card to your hand. So it's a perfect card which you can easily bring back to the hand after putting onto the field, so you won't have to worry about, oh, I need a boost, but I got this perfect card, I don't want to get rid of that. You can do both, a big guard next turn, so that's very nice. I have seen that they've got one for Pale Moon as well, coming up for G-CB02, I believe. Yes, I think so. I'd like to see more of that in the future where they give perfect guards more abilities. I think that would be great. But for now, we've just got him. But he's really good if you use Blue Storm. Kelpie Rider Mitros, another Forerunner. So Generation Break, wave 3rd or more, put this unit into your soul. When your Vanguard attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Thavas in its name, so finally a Thavas exclusive thing, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to a grade 3 with Thavas in its name and call it to rearguard. Shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, return that unit into your hand. So, so you could use it for, like, if you're going to stride a Thavas without actually having Thavas in the heart, and you can ensure that you'll get Thavas next turn. Excuse me. So yeah, it works like that. I don't know why you'd necessarily want multiple Thavas, apart from the obviously getting more attacks in, which is always nice if you're sort of struggling a bit on your field. It's a good Forerunner. I think he is useful in his own way, but I think there are maybe better ones, but this guy is definitely good. Like I said, I don't know Aquaforce very well, so I'm probably extremely wrong. So, another Lapis for Ripples. Flash Roll Commando. Orca. Critical Trigger. For Blue Storm again. Blue Storm Battleship Wadatsumi. Blue Storm Battle Princess Limpia. Now, she doesn't have a generation break, which is always nice. Wave 3rd time or more, Counterblast 1, when this unit is placed on attacks with Vanguard, sorry. If you have a Vanguard in Legion, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, and that unit gets... And this unit gets 3,000, sorry about that. Sorry. So this is a 12k. Which has the ability to draw a card. Like I said, the Legion pool is very slim at the moment, but it's going to only grow from now on, so that's always great. Now here's one that a lot of people love. It's to support Genovius. He is the Legion 21k, Thundering Ripple Genovius. He is Rolling Ripple Miltiadus. I think that's how you say it. Miltiadus, maybe, I don't know. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your unit is in Legion, oh, that's another Legion I forgot, but he's not Blue Storm, so there you go. If you have 3 or more units that are rest in the front row, choose up to one card, one of your rear guards, stand it, and countercharge 1. Then if you have 3 or more units that are rest in the back row, draw a card. So you countercharges and draw cards if you're all worn out, which is great. When Counterblast 1, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, search for up to one with Ripple in its card name from among them, and reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand, and put the rest into your drop zone. So, if Ripple were to get a perfect card, that'd be great, like this one, but I doubt it's anytime soon. But this is great. This is just it gets Genovius into your hand. It can just buff up your field, whatever you want, really. The Genovius card, I believe, would stand up everything, so he only stands up 1 with this, but with the counter charge, you need the counter charge basically, because Genovius takes up so much counter blasting. So he does support, they do support each other very well, and it'd be nice to see some more Ripple that would counter charge, and also that beautiful perfect guard would be nice as well, but you know. So, another Kelpie Rider. Combat Neon, Cobalt, whatever, seen it. We've seen this Ripple as well. So yeah, that's another thing you could get, if you wanted to, you could get the critical trigger into your hand. You might not want to, because you might want the critical trigger, but it's going to go into the discard pile anyway, so I mean, you could Legion again, or whatever, but it'd be a nice 10k in your hand at least, or you could use its skill. Then we get Battle Siren Millennia. Generation Break 1, wave 3rd time or more. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 with or greater with Thavas in its name, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and this unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of battle. So another draw and power up, so this just sort of seems a recurring thing with Thavas. It's a grade 1 with 7k, so you probably won't be using this too often. It's a sort of like a in case kind of thing, like, oh, I got no front row, so just in case you might want her in there. And she's also got resist, so stops any of those Kagero or Narukami beating her up, which is always nice. Then we got some more Thavas. Battle Siren Adelaide, unfortunately. It's not the beautiful Adelaide we know from the BT-17, I believe, but, you know, she'll do. Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, when this unit is placed on rear guard circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Vanguard with Thavas in its name, you may pay the cost. If you do, until the end of turn, this unit gets plus 2,000, and once per turn, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you may stand this unit. So she gets the power up early, so you can use the power up twice. That's the thing with Magnum Assault, you only got the power up once, and you could only do it once you stood up. It costs more than Magnum Assault, and you can only use it once when she's placed. But on the other hand, she is a lot more flexible. Like I said, I think Magnum Assault you had to attack on a certain battle of the turn. This one, do whenever. You can flip her around, all sorts. You could have something in the front row which exchange places, and attack with her and attack with her again. That's 3 attacks right there. A lot of effects take place on the 4th battle or more. So she is very handy for Thavas. And I guess maybe the other things, like if you got Thavas in the heart, she might help, but there we go. Took more effort than I assumed. So we got this guy again, he's popping up quite a lot. Sebastian, Seagull Soldier, Otter, Sea Otter Soldier, Doris, Marine General of Sonic Speed, Nectarios. This is the same as, oh, where's he gone? Where has he gone? So yeah, this is the grade 2 version of Violent Shooter. So with Soul Blaster 1, he gets 2k and you can call something on top of him and he goes back into the deck. He's a single R because I guess a grade 2 version would be a lot more useful than a grade 1 version. You can have both though, there's no harm with that. But yeah, it's a very useful skill. All you have to worry about is the soul blasting. Make sure you don't do it too much, because you might have those high tide snipers or those Mind Eye sailors. The girl, I can't quite remember. I think it was Mind Eye sailor. But yeah, so all good. And we get Battle Siren Chloris, a grade 1. Wave 4 or more, Soul Blast 1. When this unit boosts, you may pay the cost. If you do, bind the top card of your deck face up. Binding's not really something we've seen Aquaforce do in the past, but it's definitely interesting. But it has other implications too. At the beginning of your guard step of the battle that your unit was attacked, so any of your units really, choose any number of face-up cards from your bind zone and call them to Guardian Circle as rest, and those get plus 5,000 shield till the end of battle. So you can just keep on building up a massive shield, and like you got what's his name, Big Bang Knuckle Turbo, and you're like, well, all my guys are gonna die. Nope, I'll just put a, I don't know, 50k shield up, which is nice because even your grade 3s get 5k. Your grade 0s be 15k, which is always nice. So yeah, it's just a general... she's only 6k herself, as a lot of defensive cards are. But with that potential, then you can't really blame her. So, on to the next pack. And we've got Lapis again. Yay! Everyone's favourite. Although he is actually really good. I'm glad Rip will get this support. I'm a bit too hard on him, actually. Mind Eye Sailor, I was correct by her name. Another great card, which we've gone through before. So, won't go through her again. Nicoletta, being her. Wadatsumi. Florist. Titan of Trench Patrol, so... I've lost them again. But those two cards that go in, Soul Blast 1, 2000, blah 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 blah. This is the grade 3 version. It's another... Oh, there he is. Oops, sorry about that. So he's another single R, unlike the grade 1. I'm not sure how many times you'd be really using a grade 3 for this. Maybe in a Thavas deck as a support. I can't really imagine him in many other Aquaforce decks, but that's just me. And we get this guy again, Brutal Trooper, who we have seen before. So, we're nearing the end of the box, I believe. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about why there's 7 cards. In every clan booster, there's 7 cards instead of 5. So you get 2 special, which one is definitely going to be a single R, one might be above. And the rest are just commons. I'd say just commons. Commons can be great sometimes, so don't doubt the commons. Flash Roll Commando, seen him. Mitros, seen him. Orc Soldier, Otter, Flash Ripple Odysseus. I think that's how you say it, at least. So another Ripple support. Grade 1, 7k. Act once per turn. Choose another of your units. Choose another of your rear guards and put it into your soul. Bit more soul charging. Search your deck for up to 1 card with Ripple in its card name that is the same grade as your Vanguard and ride it as stand. At the beginning of your... and shuffle your deck. If you rode, choose up to 1 card not named Flash Ripple Odysseus with the same grade as your Vanguard from your soul and call it to rearguard. And that unit is plus 2000 power. Very sorry for that. So this is great. It adds to your field. I guess it's if you get Genovius and you want the guy who actually does the Legion. And you can get an extra Genovius, an extra Ripple, and then you got ripples all over. That's pretty nasty. But yeah, it's very good, I think. I think every Ripple deck should run this card. He is really good. And we get a second triple R, Jockey of the Great Seas, Skyros. Skyros, maybe, I do not know. He has a continuous, which is a Generation Break 1. All your units in the front row get resist, which, I've been over this before, they can't be targeted. This is great. It's a great defensive skill. So if you stride and it's your opponent's turn, he's still very useful because he gives the front row resist. They can't be targeted by anything. That basically takes out Narukami, who normally will retire the front 2 rear guards a lot, but this stops him from doing it altogether. Very good support for any... not any, I guess, but Thavas. This would be a good support for Thavas, I think. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose up to 1 of your units, and until the end of turn it gets wave 3rd time or more. When this unit attacks Vanguard, look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, search for up to 1 grade 3 or greater from among them, reveal it to your opponent and put it into your deck, hand and shuffle. So, yeah, so this just fills up your hands. It says grade 3 or greater. Doesn't specify Aquaforce. If you decided to go into extremes, you could use this for Novel Vague if you really want to do it. I don't know why. I don't know if you would. That's just my opinion. It's a little sort of fun idea, but I don't really play extreme, so maybe there's a lot better options for Novel Vague. I don't know. But actually, I don't know anyone who plays extreme. I wish someone played extreme. It sounds fun. But anyway, you can actually see that. That's perfect then. Mind Eye Sailor, Timos, Sebastian, Watsumi, Wadatsumi. I'm very sorry, I don't know where this has come from. That one, I always miss her out. Doris, sorry. Couple Dagger Sailor, and the Thavas critical trigger. Kelpie Rider Petros. Sounds a bit like a man's name, but I'm not going to judge. Put her into the cell when this unit when your Vanguard attacks. If you have a grade 3 or greater with Thavas in its name, you may pay the cost, so put her into the cell. Draw a card, choose your Vanguard, and it gets 5,000 power. So, this is your generic sort of give 5,000 power and draw a card. A lot of clans have got this at the moment. It's nice that Thavas has got it, and he's got very pretty art for it. Oh, she has, but I meant Thavas is the he. But yeah, I think well, every clan's going to get it eventually. Even Mega Colony got theirs. Oh wait, did they? Oh wait, no they didn't. That's very awkward. Poor Mega Colony. I was going to say they get it before Aquaforce, but I turned out to be wrong. So, Seagull, this guy, this girl. What's Wadatsumi? Penguin Soldier, and Wave Hunt Sailor. So this is the last pack now, which is, see what we get. Hopefully an SP, GR, that'd be nice. But let's keep our hopes up. So scene. I think we've seen all the commons. Seen her. So another Battle Princess Olympia. So, I forgot you only get 2 triple R. Oh, that's still good though. It's better than the EVs they used to make where you get 1 triple R. So, it's a pretty good pack. I've got the Maelstrom, which I'm very happy about. I really like the new Maelstrom card. It's very nasty. I won't like going against it, because I do know someone who does use Maelstrom, but it's going to be a bit scary. But that's not all. We do have... Let me move these out of the way, because this is more important. To some people at least. The SPs. We did open some boxes earlier, and now I will just go through each SP, talk about the card, and also admire the beautiful foiling. So, okay. So, first of all, we got this guy. We've seen him before. He's the perfect guard. He's very nice and shiny. You can't quite see it. It feels very nice, as all SPs do. The camera's not picking it up very well, but there's a sort of wave effect you might be able to see which suits this set very well. And Aquaforce in general, really. And as you can see, the white around the text box have gone, and now they've just sort of given a little bit of a glow to the letters, which is always nice. So we've seen that guy before. We've also seen the Maelstrom card, but let's just admire his the SPs are actually different foiling in this one. This one has a sort of wave. Maelstrom doesn't exactly have it. He has a sort of, I don't know what you'd call that really. So it is a bit wavy, like how you'd imagine the sea to sort of clash on the sand in a way. But oh no, it's sort of hexagonal, like his little weapon these. Not quite sure what they're supposed to be. Missiles? I don't know. So this is one that's very interesting actually. Blue Wave Dragon, Anger Boil Dragon. He's the new what's it say? Blue Wave. Let's just go with Blue Wave. So there's a stride as well. We didn't. Oh yeah, we did. Oh, we'll go through that in a second. 1 sec. We'll go through that in a sec. So he's got a Generation Break 2, wave second time only. So only on the second time. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5,000 till the end of turn. And choose up to one of your rear guards, stand it, and give it 10,000 power. So just say you were to have a High Tide Sniper, for instance. He'd be a 9k, and if you stood him back up with this, give him 10k, and then you also did the Soul Blast, he'd be a 29k on his own, just coming for you, which is very nasty. And also this guy gets the power up too, which is always nice. Sorts out those cross ride, which I guess not many people use these days, but still, it's just a nice little backup. During your turn, when your Blue Wave Martial Dragon Tetra Boil Dragon, so that's this guy. With Stride, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of turn, it gets 3,000 power. And wave 2 time only. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to one of your rear guards and stand it, and it gets the first 3,000 power. So it will only take. I'll go through this like actually right now. So Blue Wave Martial Dragon Tetra Boil Dragon. So stride, blah 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 blah. Generation break 2 or more. Counterblast 1. When choose a face-up card, blah blah blah. So G Persona Blast. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a heart with Blue Wave in its name, currently only this guy and Tetra Drive Dragon, which a lot of people might know. If you have a blah blah blah, you may pay the cost. If you do, until the end of turn, this unit gets drive check -1. And when wave 4 time 4th only, choose a card from your hand and discard it at the end of the battle. That this your rearguard attacked a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit. So this effect here, where you stand on rearguard and give it 3k, can happen twice. It's a sort of Blasted Dark Diablo kind of thing going on, where it's effect only specifically for one stride. So who knows, you might want to use this a lot, and then next, when you've run out of him, you put Tetra Drive on top, because Tetra Drive is still a very good card. It's very similar to this, where it restands on certain turns. So they're both really good, and the foiling is very nice as always. But yeah, the Tetra Drive and these two work amazing together. So you should, if you've got a Tetra Drive deck, you definitely want to look at these guys. Go through Skyros again. Skyros, I don't know. But yeah, so we've seen him before. He's got this sort of diamond-y shaped thing going on here. Not entirely sure why. It doesn't really reflect him much, but it's still very nice. It looks nice on it. And then last of all, we've got One Who Surpasses the Storm, a Thavas. So, as you might know, this actually came out in the trial deck, but this is alternate art. It's a bit darker, it's from a different angle, he's looking in a different position, he's got a skill going on, so I'll go for his skill anyway. When the Generation Break 2, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's 4th battle or more, until the end of turn, this unit gets +1. Is that a misprint? And your opponent cannot call great... Yes, there's a slight misprint. So +1, and then it commas, and then call a grade 0 card from their hand to Guardian Circle. So they can't guard, but they've put the critical symbol a bit too far in the effect, which is a bit awkward, but I don't know. I don't think that would put people off exactly, but I mean, it'd be nice if it wasn't the right way, but misprints can sometimes be more valuable than non-misprints, so, because they're so limited. So during your during your turn, when your G unit stride, choose another of your Vanguards, and until the end of turn, it gets when your unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's the 4th battle or more, choose 3 of your opponent's rearguards. Your opponent chooses one of them and retires it. So just general retire, but your opponent gets a kind of choice in the matter. You're limiting it slightly, but yeah, it's a very nice artwork. It's a little bit of a shame about like critical symbol, but oh well. So yeah, that is everything, I think. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Remember, everything you saw here can be bought and sold on bigorbitcards.co.uk. My name was James. Next time will probably be me and Simon again. So see you next time.